Hello and welcome to this week's live lunch. You're joining me, Jane, Mark and Molly on Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube. Green Umbrella's LinkedIn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Normally it's Christina, but she's not here. She's doing her MMA course training, 3 days.
Yeah.
Go on our socials, check it out. It's definitely a worthwhile course. So, and I don't want to say this. It was a free event, wasn't it? I'm not making that up.
No, that was the other night.
It's a webinar that was free.
Yeah,
that was last night, guys. So Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That's why it's good that I clarify. But yeah, okay, this is not, but it's still worthwhile. So still go and check it out because you can learn all that you need to know about marketing, social media, and more.
Yeah.
Paul Green's joined us. Hope you're well. Paul Green.
Hi, Paul.
No Christina today, unfortunately, but you've got me, Mark, Jane, and Molly. How are you all doing today, guys?
Yeah,
good.
All good.
Yep.
Try and stay warm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been so cold this week.
Yeah, it has. I was just going to say, me and Molly didn't come matching today. Like, we didn't have a free kind of plan on what we were wearing, but we just came on and Molly said straight away, wow, we're matching today, cold. So, yeah. And then Mark and Jane down below rocking the hoodies.
Black hoodies.
Anyway, should we just jump straight in? Who wants to go first? Who's got a good story? You were saying
I can if you want.
Go on,
Jane, go for it.
So Instagram are launching a quiet mode. So they've done things like this before about sort of warning you how long you've been on and things like that and making sure you're not sort of sitting on the app all day long. But this is a quiet mode where you can literally set times. So if you want your quiet time to be between 9 and 5 while you're at work or whatever, it will inform your followers. There's be a thing on your profile to say that you're not online, basically. And if anyone DMs you, they'll get an autoresponder back, which I think you can set up yourself. And also, you won't get any notifications on your phone either, so it won't be there to distract you. So just quite a handy one if people are tempted to look at Instagram while they're meant to be working or whatever. You can turn it off, and then no one will wonder why you're not replying either. So.
Yeah, because the auto response I think could be good for businesses.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, say if you're working on a project or something and you don't really have time, then it's good to sort of do that. But
and have it set at the weekend as well if it's a business. And the autoresponder back then. So
and in the evening, stop you scrolling through at night time before bed.
Because I know that they did this sort of quiet time and you could set timers, but I've never sort of used it because I feel like I can be quite good at just leaving my phone on the side and just walking away for a bit. You know, when you know that you've been on it too long, like 20 minutes, you're like, I can just put this down
20?
now. Yeah.
An hour and 20, maybe. Put that down.
James caught me out. But yeah, no, I think that's a good one. Good update.
Yeah, I thought that was
like
handy.
that. Yeah.
I've got another Instagram story actually just while we're talking about it. So Adam Mosseri, however you pronounce his name, has finally admitted that basically in 2022 Instagram showed far too many videos. Now this is something we've talked about before, that it was just turning into too much video. So now there's going to be a bit more of a focus on images and just basically a bit more balance, because it was getting a bit too much like TikTok basically, wasn't it? So
yeah, Mark's going to be happy with that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I do miss people's posts, like, because it's just filled with videos. I know we've discussed this many times before, but yeah, I feel like I've just missed the people that you actually care about's posts, and then it's the only way to sort of, I don't know, go on their profile that not that I'm a stalker. I feel like I'm baiting myself out a lot. You know, talking up on profiles, and then it's weird to sort of like everyone's post to not find, like, if you've missed people's posts. I feel like some people
about 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I'm just that.
Then you are a stalker.
Yeah.
I did this the other week,
liking every post that's been in that time.
I'm not even joking. I did this the other week because I went on my friend's profile and I was like, oh my god, I haven't liked any of her photos in ages. So I just went on. Probably had about notification after notification. Around sounds music. What did he say there? I'm going to be happy with that
too.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
I think that's the Instagram.
Instagram. Yes. Oh, I'm glad that it'll be useful. Anyway, sorry, enough about sort of outing myself. Let's go on someone else. I feel there's a lot of Instagram stories. Has anyone else got another Instagram story? No?
I haven't got another one, no.
I do have one. This is that Instagram are jumping on sort of this AI metaverse trends, so we say, and they're merging their own avatars. So now you can, I don't know if you've seen this, because I have seen this, when you sort of like reply to someone's story, or you want to reply in a message, a DM or whatever, they say, do you want to reply with an avatar? I don't know if you've seen that, and they like suggest that you create your own. Has anyone had this, a pop-up of that?
No,
I have on Facebook, but not on Instagram.
no, I haven't.
Yeah. I've done it quite a lot. Like even when I've just opened the app, it's like create your avatar. Like they're just pushing it at the moment.
I think Kim's made one. I seem to recall on one of her stories, she's got like an avatar.
Yeah,
So
that's it as well. Yeah, you can add it to your story. Yeah, so you can
I've
put
not
it
had a notification.
I might have actually noted it.
Yeah, you know Stephen O'Donnell when he came on at Christmas. Well, he's done it before as well when he's come on live lunch, and he has a little mini me of himself.
Yeah,
like, I'm assuming that's what it is. Like it's kind of that when you post the story, you can just add your avatar like doing something.
Yeah.
Maybe not that, but you know.
Soon we'll be in like costumes where we can make our own dance moves for it to mimic.
Oh, Stephen O'Donnell's little mini me is brilliant, honestly. But yeah, anyway, you can now add it to your profile picture. So you can add your avatar to your profile picture, and then your original would stay there, so your original photo, but you can like flip it. So it does like a little, I don't know, a little graphic that comes out the screen. It's quite cute. I don't know, like this is the thing, Facebook did this, as you said, Jane. It's like they did this a little while ago where you could create an avatar and like change it to your profile picture. But I've never, I don't know, never done it. I've done it for Snapchat before, you know, when they brought out the bit emoji.
Yeah,
all I've done it for.
I feel like it's a bit different though with those kind of profiles, because you want to make sure that the person you're following or like connecting with is the person you think it is. And if it's an avatar, it's a lot easier to follow someone with maybe the same name but a different person. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if it's their face, you know exactly you're following the right person.
Yeah. Will you create an Instagram avatar?
Say again? Sorry, I missed what you said as well.
It's fine. I just thought the silence said it all. No. Create an Instagram avatar.
I don't know if I will.
I don't know. I don't know if I will.
I don't think I've got a Facebook one, so
I think I've got a Facebook one from when they first came out donkeys years ago, but I probably won't do an Instagram one.
No.
And anyone out there, will you be creating an Instagram avatar? Let us know in the comments. Okay, that's all from me. It really, who's next?
I did lie, actually. I did have another Instagram story. Sorry, it was on my bit of paper underneath. I'm not sure how new this is, but it was the share profile button. When you open your profile, you used to have a thing that said message. Now mine has changed to say share profile. And then if you click on that, it literally creates a QR code. So, you know, like if you want someone to follow you and you're trying to explain your avatar, which is fine if it's just like one word, but sometimes it might have full stops and hyphens and blah, blah, blah in it. So I'm thinking that's a lot easier because you just click the button, here's your avatar, hold your phone out, they scan it, now they're following you. So, or they've opened your profile anyway. So, I just thought that seemed a lot easier. LinkedIn did it ages ago. It's just quite a useful thing.
Yeah, because I feel like Instagram, you know, when you go on your profile and then the 3 lines at the top, there's something in there that has a QR code that you can show that they've had for a long, long time. But I don't think
they've just brought it to the front to make it just dead easy. Press one button and it's done, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't know about that QR code that sat in your profile somewhere. But then, and everyone was a bit like, what was this? This was even before sort of QR codes were really big. But yeah, no, that's good. I think that's a really
handy.
And then typing the name and then getting it wrong, and then it's
that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's Instagram. Yeah, they're doing little updates, but they're good. Okay, Molly or Mark?
Go on, Miles.
I'll go. So I've got a Twitter one. Surprise. So Twitter has reversed the decision again to make the algorithm for you page tab as a default. So they've changed this back so it's not going to be the default, and this will roll out on the web first and then into iOS, and this has come 2 weeks after they've decided that they are going to do it. So no surprise, Twitter is flipping back and forth with their decisions again. So yeah, that's the Twitter one. And then I do have a small TikTok one, which is TikTok has now notified creators that it will take 50% of all revenue generated from virtual gifts. So I don't know if you've seen on TikTok lives where people can share their gifts. TikTok is now going to take 50% of that revenue, which I thought was quite a big percentage to go from nothing to 50%.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't know. Like from like what 99p for one of those. I know what you're talking about because I've seen them. I've never
purchased one, so I don't know how much they are. But to say that like these TikTok influencers are going to like lose 50% of their revenue, I thought was quite a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Because obviously there's a big hype around them at the moment. Because when I scroll through TikTok lives, you can just see people sending them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't really know the reason for them because people are just doing their makeup or something, and it's like.
I think it's so they get a shout out, isn't it? So they send it, so then they go to the top of the list to give a shout out. But I wouldn't go to the length of, I don't know. And now they're giving TikTok
50% of the revenue. So
that's a lot. Okay, that's interesting. I reckon influencers aren't going to be happy on that. Maybe they'll jump back to Instagram now. Who knows?
Yeah. But then with Instagram reducing videos, where do they go? Another
app.
There'll be a new platform.
Ringing.
YouTube Shorts. That's all of mine. Yeah, just my Twitter and my TikTok.
Yeah, and over to you, Mark.
Cool. Yeah, no, I've got a couple of bits and bobs. So, got a LinkedIn one. So, there's a new feature on LinkedIn, which you're going to be able to see what newsletters people are subscribed to. So, if you go onto someone's profile, you'll be able to see that they're subscribed to whatever newsletters. The idea is obviously, to expand people's sort of content and get things out there. But the other thing is you won't be able to actually opt out of it. So everyone will be able to see what you're subscribed to. So if you're subscribed to something that you perhaps don't want your connections to see for some reason, the only way to actually stop it showing is unsubscribe from it at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But obviously, the basic idea of it seems quite useful because if you're going on to someone that you think actually, they're a good person to follow, I want to see what they're sort of looking at in, a certain sphere, that's good. But you can't, for the fact that you can't keep things private, maybe is a bit.
I better just opt out of that getting a new job letter in case Christina sees it.
Yeah, that's it.
Joke. Total joke.
She's just streaming this live into MMA so everyone can see it. But I mean, the general premise is quite good, but whether they'll perhaps tweak that privacy setting and, at least let you opt out of it. I'd imagine there'll be some feedback on that one, but the general thing seems quite good.
Yeah, that's interesting. I do find the articles that they release though on LinkedIn, the newsletter articles, they're really good. Some of them are really useful, I find. Molly, I'm probably more talking to you on this, but I just there's somewhere I'm like, oh, share, that's good.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about, is trying to get that. Get people connecting to more different sort of types of content and things. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, I guess with LinkedIn as well, is there anything, I don't know, I didn't really think about it, but competitors, if you sort of if you're trying to sort of jump ahead with something and thinking, oh, this is a good resource or platform for me, you don't really want your to see, but you want them on check to see what they're doing. I don't know. I feel like, how Instagram has like close friends. It'd be good if LinkedIn sort of introduced something like that, wouldn't it?
I suppose it's akin to Twitter lists, really, isn't it? You want a private list and a public list. So
is it only your connections that can see it, or was it everybody that clicked on your profile could see it?
No, I think it's everyone. Well,
okay.
I suppose it depends on
connections. Wouldn't be quite so bad, would it? Connections could see other connections.
But most of the time when someone else clicks on your profile, depending, there's not too much they can see sometimes anyway, is there, depending on how it's sort of set up. But we'll see. Got a little Yoast and WordPress update, which bizarrely I was doing some stuff on our site this morning and noticed that the Yoast plugin has changed. It's not really changed in the functionality, but it's more changed in the way it looks in the back end and stuff. So they've made it a lot easier to turn on sort of different functionalities in the back end. So if you're a WordPress and Yoast user, that just makes things a bit easier. So whereas before you had to go into multiple different tabs to try and find settings, now it's done in sort of series of little cards with little sort of, you know, slide boxes, so you can see exactly what sort of options are turned on. So that was pretty good. Looks a bit nicer in the back end as well. So yeah, that'll be rolling its way out. So obviously ours is updated now. But yeah, it just makes things a bit easier on that one. And then my other ones are, of course, our other favourite subject in a minute, apart from Twitter, which is obviously ChatGPT. Obviously, still lots of things going on there at the moment. So Microsoft, I think, can't remember if we spoke about it last week or whether it happened just after, but they've sort of committed some financial input, haven't they, and sort of working with them. And then they've actually come out and said that, inverted commas, every Microsoft app is going to be an AI app in the future. So as we thought, you know, there's going to certainly be integrations within Word and things like that, I would have thought. But I think they're also thinking about some of the sort of more business apps and the fact that cloud services and everything just sort of integrates together. So that's sort of quite interesting. And then I think we mentioned this the other week when Christina was sort of blogging about ChatGPT. There's going to be a pro version, which is not available to everyone at the moment. So it's like a paid version. But there's some people that have got sort of early access to it. It's around $42 a month at the minute. So it's quicker. There's been no official announcement on the sort of wait list or anything like that. But it's out there. And yeah, I'd imagine it's going to be coming to be an option to sign up to that, so you don't have to sit there and wait for your little slot in the world of AI when you're trying to have a look at it.
A lot of AI stuff there. Like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, when you sort of said about Word and Microsoft and all of that, I'm wondering, will anyone actually have to do work?
Yeah.
Well, Jane, you said this yesterday, didn't you, about that person that was using it for their thesis for
someone had put a question in one of the groups saying, how can I help this write my degree thesis? And of course everybody else is going, don't do that. But yeah, it's like, it's not a good idea, is it?
Yeah, this is, it's obviously so useful, but at the same time, like, it has crossed my mind that more so, say, students, if they have like an essay to write, how can you, I don't know, how will the uni be able to detect if it's plagiarism or not? Do you know what I mean?
It won't be able to detect plagiarism if it's an AI writer. But obviously, something me and Jane were talking about earlier, where someone, again, in one of the groups had misused one of the tools, and they'd asked the wrong tool to write a blog, and it basically just pulled in a load of plagiarized information because of the way that one of the systems works. So again, it's understanding what each system does and how it works. But I think, I haven't looked into it too much, there's also some kind of test that you can do to maybe put things through to see if it has been AI generated as well. So again, when we're having a play with things, probably need to have a bit of a look on that as well. So, but it just seems to have sort of gone crazy. I mean, it's probably been a couple of years, perhaps, when we first started sort of playing with things. But yeah, the last sort of few months, it's really come to the sort of forefront because of ChatGPT, and it's sort of getting out there in everyone's consciousness now.
I think everyone is jumping on it. Even like subtle things like going back to the Instagram profile picture, they're sort of trying to introduce some sort of AI metaverse into there. I bet, everyone's just trying to get on the trend.
And I had an email from Shutterstock today. Yeah. So obviously we don't use Shutterstock at the minute, but they've got an AI generator now. But they're essentially, I think I because we haven't got an account, I couldn't actually try it. So you have to log in to use it, and then once you've generated the image, then you have to license it. So they're monetizing that as well at this early stage. So I don't know. I might see if we've got an old account somewhere, just have a play with it, see what it does, and see if it's any better. Like we've said before, there's been some, although we did have a play on some the other day, didn't we, in the office again, and we got some good sort of people out of it, but again, hands and poses are just
hilarious.
weird. So it's
I did have a 3-armed woman as well that it generated.
yeah.
Oh wow.
I've actually watched, speaking of this, because this just, it's not relevant, but it is kind of, has anyone seen that film Megan?
No, but I do
heard
want
about
to watch it. Yeah.
I don't, yeah, basically it's quite an interesting film. It's quite funny as well. Like, I feel they bring the comedy into it because it is quite laughable, some of the stuff, whether they're trying to be funny, whether they're not, I don't know, but it's a really interesting film, and I feel like it does have like some depth to it. I thought it would just be sort of, you know, a generic kind of horror, but I haven't heard anything bad about the film, so I was like, let me go and watch it for myself. And I watched it and I just thought, it's just crazy, like what this doll can do, but I can actually imagine that happening. That's the scary thing, like these sort of life-size dolls that are robots that can help you. But the scary thing is obviously the sort of the, I don't know, the twist in the film, not giving anything away because I think it's obvious by the trailers if you've seen them. She just turns a bit crazy, the doll, and that really scares me. Like, are we actually going to put too much faith in AI that they're going to turn on us and then just sort of like rule the world? Because yeah, it's
We were having this conversation, weren't we, Jane, in the office?
Yeah, I'd had it with my son as well. I said the one thing we just need AI never to get in charge of power stations, because so long as we're always in charge of turning the power off, we'll always win.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought though, because I just do think it's going to happen. But then I thought, is this film kind of a message to be like, let's not create robots, like full on life-size robots that have all this technology and they learn as they.
But
I
it's
don't
not
know.
it's not just the physical thing though. It is the software that's sort of machine learning type thing.
Yeah.
Just because there's not a physical sort of
I guess
presence to it, it's that whole thing. And it's weird because obviously, I think years ago Elon Musk said something. Was it Elon Musk that was against sort of AI? I can't remember. But then I read somewhere that he had something to do with setting up OpenAI as well, which is like yeah. So I need to do a bit more. Yeah. So again, there's got to be checks in place to a certain degree.
Yeah, because even when you're telling this doll to fuck off, it was just like, right, you know, I don't know, like you'd be like, sleep, Megan, but she wouldn't sleep. Like she knew how to turn herself on. I was like, let's not get to them.
Was that a real dog, Molly, or a robot dog?
That was a real dog. I do apologise. The postman's just been.
I was going to say, it didn't sound like Jane's dog. I was like, oh yeah, like it was a bit more higher pitched.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah,
my son's going to do computer science next year, and I said to him, that's where you need to be. You need to get into that. You can be the AI police, basically.
Definitely.
There'll
definitely be a job for AI police in the future.
Everyone that I speak to about computer science is like, that is the way to go. So he's definitely doing the right thing. Yeah. And get into a lot. That's because they obviously, computer science is quite generic in terms of there's loads of categories under that. So yeah, good choice. What were you going to say, Molly? Did you have something?
I was just going to say, I got a notification, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't read it fully, but there was something about a shape-shifting robot.
Oh, I
don't know if anyone else saw it. It came up on my Apple News, and it was something to do with it can change itself into a liquid. Am I right, Jane? Something.
Yeah, to get through a metal fence. Something that happened in Terminator. Apparently,
I was going to say we're into Terminator now.
That can happen now.
What?
So it turned itself from a robot into a liquid to get through something, and then
form again.
Yeah, I haven't read it
No.
properly either, to be fair. I just saw the
No,
headline of it.
I just briefly read it, and I was like, okay, no, this is too much.
Yeah.
We are in some
tell
kind
me
of
the way-
sci-fi movie.
You just watch these movies in the past. Like, I still need to watch Ready Player One and just like, yeah, but I feel they tell you stuff that is actually going to happen, but you just don't believe it because you're like, oh, it's film, and then
Well,
it's
see,
actually
that's my opinion on Ready Player One. I don't know. Obviously, Mark, you've seen it. I don't know if anybody else has. And I'm not going to spoil too much, but I was very much like, oh, this is so far. It's too gamey. And actually, maybe I need to revisit my thoughts because maybe that is the reality in a few years.
I watched this video on Twitter, and it was this girl. I don't know whether it was true or not, but I think it was, because it was her filming herself. And you know how you play games with controllers? She was like, she made this machinery that went on her head that uses her mind. So she genuinely just sits there and she'll be like, move over there. I don't know, just tap that person, whatever. But in the night,
It uses eye tracking or something, doesn't it? Because you get people who are disabled that maybe can't speak or move, and they can use eye tracking software to do things. So it might be based on that.
Like that's actually really, see, there's like, it's good and bad things, isn't there? So it sort of accommodates to everyone, but there is just lengths that we shouldn't, that do scare me. And I just don't think I'd want a size Megan in my room staring at me at night. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm sorry, but who would pay that for that? Anyway. If you'd like a large size Megan, let us know.
Maybe don't let us know. Keep it to yourself.
I think James right there. Yeah, just
Paul's just put the link in there, or a link in there, and I just googled it at the same time, and just to have a look at the shape shifting robot. But thankfully, at the minute, pretty sure it's about the size of a Lego figure, so it's not going to take over.
Yet, though, it's only a matter of time.
In my head, I was thinking of like some 7-foot Dalek or something.
No, I think it looks like a little Lego man. So we're safe for a couple of years, probably at least.
I mean, it's not far off though. I only need to times it by 10, and it'll be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have to have a read of that, definitely.
Yeah, some interesting stuff there. But on that note, I think, has anyone got anything else to cover?
Well, I did have some stats actually, so there's only really quick because they were actually really interesting. So nothing to do with social media, but interesting stats. So someone's just done the top 50 websites in the world, basically, and how often they get visited. So firstly, guess what you think is the top one?
Google.
Yeah. Pretty obvious that. So yeah, Google, 85.1 billion hits a month. Google has.
Wow.
1 billion. Wow.
I won't quiz you on all of them because we'll be here forever. But what do you think is number 2?
YouTube.
All right. YouTube has 33 billion hits a month, followed by Facebook at 17.8, Twitter at 6.8, Instagram at 6.1, Baidu, don't know what that is, Baidu, at 5 billion, Wikipedia at 4.8 billion, Yandex, again, I don't know what that is, 3.4 billion, Yahoo at 3.3, and WhatsApp at 2.9.
Who goes on Yahoo?
You say this though, and I've gone on Chrome this morning and it's changed itself to Yahoo.
Oh,
so
that's the Yahoo
robots
AI.
Coming.
Yeah.
Somebody is meddling.
What's that robot behind you?
It wasn't in the top 10, but Amazon was number 12 with 2.68 billion hits. So, obviously Google is a million times, billions of times bigger. And the other thing was that it said, which was quite interesting. So obviously Google owns YouTube. So together they have more hits a month than the rest of the other top 50 added together. So,
wow.
Yeah. And one last stat, just in case you're really interested in this. So there are 2 billion websites exist in the world, apparently. So that's quite a lot. If you were to read them all out loud, it'd take you 65 years to read them out at 1 a second.
Whoa.
Anyway, on that note.
Yeah, I think our faces, we are interested in that. Oh, wow.
But yeah, it just shows that, everybody is online, aren't they? All the time, basically. So that's why you need an online presence for your business.
And for a new website, see Mark. Is Mark below me? I don't know where he is.
training, jump on the next MMA. Okay, on that note, I think we've covered everything. But yeah, good live lunch. I think it's been
Different.
jam-packed. Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
We've talked about all sorts, a lot of Instagram updates, a lot of AI updates, a lot of robot talk, and some good stats at the end there, Jane. So yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you next week at 12. Join us then on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.